Check it out live in the place to be, y'all. It's your man, Knife Wonder, Grammy Award winning producer, DJ, college professor, member of the Universal Zulu Nation. Shouts out to Africa Bambaataa and King DJ Mark Love. And checking out Hip Hop Wired. Peace.
HipHopWire.com. It's Randy Roper here, and right now, man, I'm chilling with one of the dopest producers in the game ever, Knife Wonder. What's going on?
Ever. Well, that's heavy for you to say that. What's going on with you? You good?
Yeah, man. It's crazy. Like, people, when they mention producers, they'll mention like the Jay Dillas and the DJ Premiers and people like that, and they put you in that category as a producer that really keep the soul alive in hip hop, man. Like, how do you feel when they mention you with those kind of producers?
I mean, it feels funny because I never expected to be mentioned in that realm or whatever. And that was, I guess it's still me speaking from the mind frame of 10 years ago when I first started, when I first made a headway in the game, so to speak. And I never thought that I'll be mentioning those names or having a conversation with some of the people I've had a conversation with. So it's kind of, it's still humbling to me, but that brings along a big responsibility because it's not a lot of us doing that in the game anymore. I mean, it's the ones that's doing it, we're doing it, but for the mainstream people can see, or it's not a lot of us is really doing that style of music like that. And so it's a big responsibility. A lot of people to see me like, keep it going. We need you. That's a pressure like none ever. So.
Mm-hmm. All right. Now, it seemed like it was a period in hip hop where everybody kind of mimicked your sound and your kind of style and stuff. Do you remember that? Can you kind of speak on that? Like the whole, I want to say like the, you know what I mean?
I mean, it's, how can I say this? I mean, the first level of creation is imitation. You imitate your favorite person. Preem, Pete, I had some days I sound like Pete Rock, some days I sound like the RZA, some days I sound like High Tech, some days I sound like DJ Premier when I first started. But if a young cat is doing it, then I understand that I'd rather him imitate me than imitate some of them tink producers. They know who they are, man. I mean, that's what I'd rather do. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's no knock to any other kind of quote unquote production, man. But but I'm finding out now that it's a lot of producers, other producers that's in the game. Some producers are in the game that's kind of seeing what I'm doing, and doing that, and that's it can be looked at in two ways. They can be looked at as biting, but that can be looked at as paying homage. It can be looked at as, I see what you're doing, I'm learning from you. It can be looked at so many different ways. As long as it's only one knife, I really don't care. Right. It's all good.
All right. Now, cool, man. Like, as far as being a producer in the game right now, 2011, it seems like producers not getting broken off, like how they were like a few years ago. Can you kind of speak on how is it now for a producer with, people taking your beats and putting it on mixtapes and stuff like that? Like, what's going on?
And I was just thinking about this, before we even started. It's like, you just can't make records anymore. If you want to make a name in this game, I mean, you can make records and get your publishing check and move on to the next one and never make a name for yourself and just get your checks. But if you want to make a name for yourself in this game now, you got to have a story behind you. You know what I'm saying? I mean, it just can't be, I'm just doing records and that's it. And, it's just different. You got to have something behind you. You got to have a story. You got to have your own sound. You got to have your own label. Mm-hmm. You got to have your own artist. You got to have your own just experience. And the days of getting, a lot of, for some cats, $30,000, $50,000 beat checks. I mean, that's kind of drying up because so goes the record sales, so goes the game. And so now you're really seeing the survival of the fittest, where cats gotta make their own way. And some of us are surviving, some of us are not, because they have relied on the industry so much to make them. But the rest of us is like, okay, the industry's there, but for me, I got my own industry I'm doing. And so that's how I survived. as long as I have, trying to create up opportunities for myself, and still keeping the love for the game. You know, so.